try to look happy on something.
This is a video recap of the Waltz session that we had this past Friday night at Petal Y. Right, so we're just going to go through the steps, and we may add a bonus at the end, something that we didn't include in the class. Woo! So look forward to that. All right, so the first thing we did, you'll recall, is the box step, which we count as we do everything in Waltz according to 3 counts because of the 3/4 time music. And then it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you'll remember we have that little rise on the 2 and the 5, right? So rise and fall is part of the style of Waltz. We next showed balance steps. Same rhythm, we're not going to change any rhythm in any of these steps. Balance steps can go forward and back or side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And recall we said that this is very useful to have, and if you're dancing on a floor where people do move around counterclockwise, which is standard ballroom style, this is an important part of what we call floor craft or floor management for leaders, because you'll often have other couples dancing in your way, and you need to hold up for a period of time. Balance step is a great way to just hold in place and still keep dancing. The next thing we showed was the turning box. And to do it according to the standard practice, we're going to make quarter turns. You don't have to make full quarter turns, but if you make full quarter turns, it's going to take 4 measures to get all the way around. So if we were starting in this position, it would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're back to where we started, right? So, but as noted, if you're just dancing in place, you don't necessarily have to make quarter turns because you don't necessarily have to end up in the same place. Yeah, it's always the leader. We're doing a left turning box, which means the leader is turning over his left shoulder, right? So, but we could make smaller adjustments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you'll notice we're still doing a box step. We're just moving a little bit each time, right? The fourth thing we showed was 5th position breaks. And we also noted all the way along the way, these steps directly parallel the steps we did in rumba. So a nice benefit is that if you learn them in one dance, they transfer to the other dance, just with a different rhythmic count. So 5th positions, we're going to start to open on the leader's left, the follower's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we can go right back into the box step, right? So we have to remember, though, leaders, that second measure, 1, 2, 3, we close. Our next step is to our right, and we're taking the follower to her left. So once again, we have to remind you, always keep your frame, right? Because the only way you're going to be able to bring the follower along is if you have a good frame and you're moving from your center, she can then feel the direction you're going. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and back into the box, right? So keep your frame always. I was thinking of something else. The next thing we showed was the underarm turn for the follower. Again, very similar to the rumba step, where we called it a slow underarm turn. Here we just call it an underarm turn. Looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we can easily go back into the box.
So for the follower, when you hear 1, you're starting. 2, you're already coming around, and you got to pace yourself so that you get the same number of steps. And then your partner, the leader, has to meet you because you're going in a circle and will have to move to get to you. So
you're actually moving on the, you're starting with 4, right?
Yeah.
So the first part of it is a half box. 1, 2, 3, the hand goes up, and the lady walks around, right? So the hand goes up on the 4 as the leader is stepping back, and the follower is beginning her walk around on the 4. And then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 brings you back into position to take your box again. So we'll show that all together one more time.
So you raise your hand on 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're back into the box. And again, remember the handhold, do not clasp the hands, right? Because if you do this, lace the fingers together, then you're not going to be able to do a turn, right? So we
like
keep the hand palms, and then we just let the palms slide on one another, right? Okay. Then we show progressive steps because, as noted, you can dance waltz in place, but if you dance it ballroom style, you're going to be going around the room in a counterclockwise direction. So that means we have to be able to progress down the floor, hence the progressive step. So I think this will show pretty well if we just go right down this blue line. So here's a progressive step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we could progress all the way down the room until to the corner. So we'll do it in this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what are we doing? Leaders, we have to remember that we're doing a side together and we're going to then move forward. If we did a box, forward, side together, then our next move with the right foot is back, back, side together. With progressive step, we keep moving in a forward direction. So it's the box with an alteration, right? 1, 2, 3, forward, side together, forward, side together.
You just have to remember, and it's really tricky, even though that looks easy, it's actually, I don't know, mind-boggling because you want to go on the same foot again, and especially for leaders, and you just can't. So you just got to go left, right, you know.
And of course, for the follower, it's just the reverse, right? So she's going back, side together, back, side together, back, side together, until we reach the corner. So what do we do if we reach the corner? Well, we showed there's a couple of ways to deal with the corner, and one of them is a modification of the balance step. So pretend we're in a corner, and now we want to move in that direction. We could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're set up to then move progressive step down this way, right? So showing that again, because we didn't make that a separate step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Called the balancing box. The other way to do it is to use that underarm turn, because if we make a nice clean quarter turn, we're going to be pointed in the right direction, right? So again, pretend we're in the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now we're ready to progress down the floor this way, right? Okay, so those were all the steps that we actually went through. I said there could be a bonus. The bonus is a twinkle. If we'd had more time, we would have gone over a twinkle step. So twinkle is a very important step in waltz to set up lots of other moves. And a twinkle is simply, first show it and we'll break it down a little bit. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Usually you do it oriented on a little bit of an angle toward the wall. Again, with the idea that you're moving around the room. It can be done any place, but that's usually the way we would do it. So if we had made a corner turn, instead of stopping here so that I'm looking straight, if I'm going to set up to do a twinkle, I'm going to stop a little short of coming straight down the line, right? So now I'm in a position to do this twinkle move of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it stands alone, and it's often built into the setup for other kind of steps where you want to be oriented toward the wall in different ways. But literally, you can go down the floor with a series of twinkles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It gives another look to the dance because we go into what's called a promenade position, right? So when we make that first half, 1, 2, 3, and we stop here, we're now in what's known as promenade position. And then other kinds of steps come out of it, such as a chasse, right? So do it from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3. So there's a lot of things that build from that, right? So in closing, there's plenty more dancing that we could do, right? So what we wanted to do in this whole series is provide some foundation for things that you could move on. You can use the steps that we've gone over, I believe, and get out on the dance floor and dance East Coast Swing, dance rumba, dance waltz. But no, there's quite a lot that we could build out from there. So if you're interested in more dancing, make
And it
sure
was perfect attendance, and we loved it.
It was
You did
great. It was great. Everybody did great. So make sure you let Ms. Culpepper know you like the class and you'd like to see some more. I hope to see you on the dance floor. Bye.